Hello. Hello. Airplane food. Am I right?
Somebody stop me.
Well, hello, friends. Welcome to That's Sick, the podcast about sick things for all of your sick curiosity needs.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome.
This is, I believe, episode 23.
Correct.
Is there any significance to the number 23?
You're the one who knows.
You're the number person. Is it a prime number?
Well, it's definitely a prime number. And then 2 plus 3 is 5. And that's also a prime number. So this is probably going to be a prime episode.
Prime.
Prime, baby.
Tight.
Well, I'm your host this week. I'm JB. For the holiday season, you can just call me Jingle Bells.
Oh, I love it.
Jingle bells.
I don't know what we're going to talk about this week.
I'm Justine.
I'm Heather. We know what we're going to talk about, though. Me and Justine know.
Do you?
Yeah, we
Are
know.
You sure?
Yeah, it was Justine's idea.
Okay, that's
for
good.
once. I've been, full disclosure, I've definitely been depending on both of, you guys know this, the listeners do not. I've been depending on these two to come up with topic ideas for the past, I want to say 3 months straight. So it was my turn for sure to have an idea.
We like coming up with gross stuff.
Yeah, well, you guys do a good job.
Thanks.
Anyway.
So I think you should have the honors of announcing it because it was your idea.
When it's time to announce.
Yeah.
I agree, yeah. So what's the sickest thing of the week?
Justine, you have a good one. I know you do.
I do. So I've brought up on this podcast before that a bunch of my coworkers have children, and sometimes they talk about the gross things that happen in their children's lives. And so this one, and I got permission to tell this story. So my one coworker, he was telling us about how his oldest son swallowed a jingle bell while I forget who the son was being watched by someone else, was being babysat or something, or anyway, swallowed a jingle bell, and as a result my coworker had to monitor the poop. The child's poop until the bell, reappeared.
So the child passed.
Yes. So the
passed the
child,
jingle bell.
He has since passed the jingle bell.
Can you imagine it came out, I was like, tingle, 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 plop.
I didn't ask if that's what happened.
Were there any noises when the child was shaken or spinning?
I didn't ask that either.
It was tingling all down his intestines. That's so cute. Aw,
as long as everything was fine. It's cute.
Yeah.
So your coworker had to pick it out of the kid's poop?
Yeah, he did.
And bring it to the doctor?
Oh, I don't know about that. I just know that I guess they talked to the doctor.
Okay, yeah.
And the, consensus was, well, you just had to wait for him to pass it. But I guess he had to check the poop to make sure it was passed. So they knew when it was passed.
Yeah.
Because I guess if it didn't, you'd have to do something else. I don't know.
I
didn't ask him a lot of questions.
How big was the jingle bell?
I didn't ask. Okay.
Imagine that coming out of a little butthole. Ow.
These aren't the conversations I prefer to have with my coworkers.
Well, thanks for that. I like it, though. That's cute.
It was cute and seasonal.
Yeah.
Yes. That's nice.
I don't really have a sickest thing of the week. That's good enough for me.
JB?
I had a disappointing internet shopping experience.
How so?
Well, to be fair, most of this is unrealistic.
To be fair.
Most of this was unrealistic expectations on my part, for sure. So I bought these Instagram leggings. I feel like a true millennial now.
Which ones?
The ones with the scrunchy butt.
The scrunchy. Oh, ruching. Okay. So
yeah.
Not the one with the 8-minute long commercial that keeps saying pockets for snacks.
No,
okay.
not those ones.
I want to try those.
These do have pockets, and the pockets are nice. Oh, and I'm just throwing money all over the ground.
You're wearing them right now?
I am.
They have ruching on the butt?
They do. And I was just watching this Instagram butt video, basically. I'm like, I'm going to get these leggings and my butt's going to be transformed. But it just looks like my butt with a scrunchy butt.
It's like those lift and separate derby shorts that everyone was wearing there for a while. With the ruching, right?
Yes.
Down. Yeah. It I guess, yes, is allegedly supposed to make your butt look perkier.
Oh, I see.
I don't know if that's true.
It was not in my case.
Well, I still want to try those leggings with the pockets for the snacks and your phone and your snacks.
Yeah.
Leggings with pockets are great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing some right now. I have chapstick in them.
I'm happy about the pockets part. So that was not a disappointment.
What was sick about it in a bad way?
Well, that I thought I was going to make my butt cool, and it did not make my butt cool.
Oh, yeah.
And that was sick and disappointing to me.
All right.
Also, I was a little disgusted with myself for falling for an internet advertisement video.
We've all been there.
Oh, please. I fall for those like every other week. Remember, Instagram is our new QVC.
That is true.
I can't believe like QVC is still in business with the internet. But I guess
Old people still just want to watch the channel with
Yeah.
the nice ladies showing off their, I don't know, weird sweaters or
yeah, here is the sapphire like inlaid with a gold trim, and like they're always like selling the jewelry and the
and we
interesting.
also have this in garnet.
Yeah.
Only for 14 easy payments of $13.97.
The Joan Rivers collection.
R.I.P.
Oh, I love her. Yeah, R.I.P.
Sorry. Wait.
Justine, are we having
Technical difficulties.
road problems?
Okay, we're back. Full disclosure, I forgot to plug in our headphone amp thing, so I'm a dum-dum. Anyway.
Full disclosure, we were all too dumb to admit that we were having technical difficulties too.
we all were like not saying anything like,
Why is it so quiet?
yeah, I
It
feel
must
like
be me.
something's off, but I'm not going to say anything.
I can't believe, oh my God. I thought it was just me. Anyway, all right. Fixed.
We're awesome amateurs.
We can hear ourselves now.
All right.
Okay. Well, I think my sickest thing of the week is definitely sicker than
Way
yours.
sicker. Although they both involve butts.
They do.
Jingle bell poop. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell poop.
Oh, that's going to be a
Jingle
hit.
bells in your poop. Poor little kid.
Farting and shaking and
All right. Well, you know what? We're gonna write that one out.
Yeah.
And
if you steal it, I will come and personally flick you in the forehead.
Yeah.
that sounds pretty terrible.
It's very annoying.
Okay.
So, all right, since you're the sickest one. Oh, well, you're going to reveal anyway. Never mind.
I'm revealing, but I was also going to suggest, I think I should go first because I'm pretty sure Heather's is going to be like funnier and grosser.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Okay. So this week's theme was actually just like very loosely gross Christmas lore / tradition / what have you. We kept it very broad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seasonal.
Winter holiday, sick, disgusting, interesting traditions.
This is extremely broad.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
okay.
No,
Well-
it is. I'm intrigued.
The thing is, there's not a ton of information about each of the things because, like,
Yep.
I'm sure that I know what's going to happen. They're probably going to be like, well, this tradition started a long time ago. The origins are hazy, but
This is it.
like a lot of it is very like we don't exactly know why we've been doing it, but we've been doing it.
All right. So without further ado,
A
Ooh,
doo-doo.
French.
mm,
A doo-doo.
this is not a French story.
It's what the French call les incompétents.
We were just watching Home Alone.
So
Seasonal.
today I will be telling you all about Gryla, the Icelandic Christmas troll.
I barely know about this.
I had like vaguely heard about it, possibly on like a Reading Rainbow episode. I don't know.
I love
Christmas
Iceland.
troll.
Did you say Ireland?
Iceland.
Oh, okay. I was going to
I
say
like-
not Ireland.
I love
Okay.
Iceland. I've only been there in the airport. I've never gotten a chance to, tour their barren wasteland of a country that has some
It's supposed to be beautiful.
lovely pools.
They have
Yeah.
a penis museum.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to a penis museum in Barcelona one time. It was a sex museum.
I think this is specifically a penis museum.
Like severed penises?
I don't know exactly if their penis is on display or
it's
if
just like phalluses.
or information about. I'd have to look more into it.
Well, anyway,
I bet you there's walrus penises there.
I've been to Iceland, never. I do want to go someday. First of all, I did title this Gryla the Icelandic Christmas troll. Now, technically, she only recently became the Christmas troll in the past couple hundred years. Gryla, as in lore, has existed since for pre-Christmas times, and the origins of which are murky. Actually, I was telling Heather in the Slack earlier today, I literally spent so much time. I found a translation of these medieval Icelandic sagas. And because I had seen that Gryla was first mentioned in one of these, and I was like pouring through them and I just like no dice. So everything I have is like I did a lot of cross-referencing, and so everything I'm going to talk to you guys about is like pretty well like established, but I have no idea where any of this comes from. Like
It just like
exists.
pagan Icelandic stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's so old,
Yep.
you know, like a lot of stuff I'm going to talk about too is like it has pagan origins, you know, obviously. And then whenever baby Jesu came along, they decided to, you know, whitewash on, you know, put the Christian stuff on top of the pagan customs. And therefore you ended up with Christmas, but with all these like other like, you know, pagan traditions that still exist today. Like, you know, all the stuff
Like
with
everything.
like everything, like the
Basically,
trees and the ornaments
Yule
and the
log.
lights and the Yule log. That's all
Yeah.
pagan origins. But they, you know, the Christians adopted it because like, oh, you still like to do this winter party. You could do the winter party, but at the same time, still, you know, like give it up for baby Jesus.
It's his birthday.
Yay!
All right.
So yeah.
All right. So Gryla is a troll or an ogress or a giantess or et cetera, who lives in a remote cave somewhere in Iceland. I did see the name of like the mountains where she allegedly lives. I cannot pronounce it, so I didn't even bother writing it down. She lives there with a dimwit husband.
Of course.
He's
like a
always-
sitcom.
Yeah.
Her third husband, because she ate her first husband and murdered her second husband.
Oh, you
But
know.
this third husband she like gets along with. They both have an insatiable appetite for misbehaving children.
That's good.
Yes.
That's a good thing to be hungry for.
Well, when kids are bad, and you know, you get hungry in the cold of the winter, right?
Yeah. You
When
gotta,
kids are bad. Ugh.
But Gryla
delicious.
puts in all the work of hunting them down. Her husband doesn't lift a finger.
like a lion.
Lioness.
Lioness, yes.
So according to different tales, Gryla has either 15 tails, and on each tail there are 100 bags, and in each bag are 20 naughty kids. I don't know the logistics, but that's just what it says.
Okay.
Or sometimes she has 300 heads with 3 eyes on each head.
Oh.
Or she has eyes in the back of her head, horns and hooves.
That's more reasonable.
There's many different versions of Gryla, but in all of the tales, everyone agrees she's extremely hideous.
Yeah.
Just not someone you want to behold.
Meant to instill fear into the bad children.
Correct.
She still landed 3 husbands. She must got something about her.
Yeah. And she's said to control the winter weather. And she has excellent hearing and is especially talented at hearing children who are being noisy and bad from all over the land.
Yeah.
So Gryla's whole MO is she kidnaps these kids by throwing them in a sack or the bags on her tails. I don't know. And she takes them back to her cave and boils them to death in a stew
What the fuck?
and eats them. It's her favorite meal. Naughty children's stew.
What kind of herbs go into that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, up in Iceland in the wintertime, you're definitely not going to find too many fresh herbs.
Probably just a lot of salt, huh?
Yeah. Probably some S&P.
Yeah. So she's not above eating adult men. She will do that too if she has to, but she really prefers eating children.
Yeah, the children are more tender. The men are, I imagine they're more leathery.
I imagine that's just like a spite eating. That's like a spite meal.
Yeah. So stories of Gryla have existed since early medieval times. And there's like stories and poems about her in like various different Icelandic sagas and lore, and like passed down like, you know, word of mouth. So it's just really just like a part of the overall culture.
Yeah.
In the 1700s, the Christian government tried to pass a law that prohibited parents from telling the story of Gryla to their children, allegedly because they said it was too disturbing and scary, that kids were being too freaked out by it. But more likely, it was an attempt by the Christians to snuff out old pre-Christian lore. So this is before Gryla got assimilated into Christmas tradition.
Oh, wow. So wait, go back. What year again? I'm sorry.
1746.
Wow. So that's
But it wasn't really clear like how long that prohibition lasted, like if it was even effective, because like clearly like Gryla was still a thing.
So the Christians were like, this is too spooky.
Yeah.
Let's just not.
So Gryla, in addition to her lazy husband, also is mother to the 13 Yule lads.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
The Yule lads.
who get up to all sorts of shenanigans during December. And children leave. So they started out as like more menacing but over time like have been softened into like kind of like lovable, mischievous like dudes. I don't know.
Like Till Eulenspiegel from German folklore.
So as I was researching this, I mean, there's clearly like a lot of parallels between this story and like other stories from like Scandinavia, Germany, etc. Like there's a lot of similarities. Okay. So probably.
What's the German thing you just said?
Till Eulenspiegel. He's just kind of a little mischievous guy running around causing mayhem.
Is he a Christmas dude?
No, not specifically
He's
Christmas.
He's just like a German folklore guy.
So now, or like starting back in like, the 1800s, children will leave their shoes out for the Yule lads. And if they're good, they get a gift in their shoe. But if they're bad, they get a rotting potato.
Ew, yuck.
That's not so bad.
No, I mean,
great.
I'd rather have coal in my shoe than a rotting potato.
At least you could burn the coal.
Yeah.
Rotting potato. Well, you could bury the rotting potato. That's the only thing you could do.
Like, touch it and it would smell. Ugh.
Yeah.
So I have a list of the 13 Yule lads. Their names translated into English.
Is it going to be like grumpy, sleepy, happy?
It is kind of like that.
No,
Interesting.
Really?
And each of them has their own specific quirks.
Okay, go through them then.
All right, here we go. Sheep caught Claude.
What?
Who enjoys sucking on the teats of ewes.
He loves the sheep's milk.
But there's something wrong with his knees. So that they're like very stiff and he can't bend them very well. So he like has a hard time getting down to where he can.
Do you hear the lambs, Clarice?
Yeah, it's fucking weird. The next one is Gully Gawk.
Gully Gawk.
He steals the milk out of the milking buckets.
He's a scamp.
Oh, yes, quite.
What's his holdup? What's the deal with him?
He steals the milk out of the milking buckets.
But there's not like a weird thing?
They don't all have holdups.
Okay.
That was just specifically the sheep guy. Okay. Stubby, a short dude who steals food from frying pans.
Do they all steal? They're all little shoplifters?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Spoon licker. Licks spoons.
I was like, coincidentally, he actually really has an aversion to spoons.
Pot scraper. He steals unwashed pots and pans and licks them clean.
Ugh.
This guy actually sounds like a mensch.
Yeah.
Doing your dishes for you.
Yeah, I'd be all right with that.
Bowl licker. Steals bowls of food left out for the pets and eats them. Not the pets. He eats the food in the bowls. Doesn't eat the pets.
These kids are fucked if like someone vents the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, these aren't really children. I mean, they're just the sons of Gryla, but they're fully grown men.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was thinking of like little skimps running around the kitchen licking spoons, licking dog dishes as you do.
I'm picturing like little like
they're big.
5-inch tall like little dudes running around.
No, they're big.
They're
big.
giants.
They're all big.
Damn.
And the way that they're depicted now, they look kind of like Santa Clauses as part of like the softening of their,
hard, mischievous image.
Right. Oh, wow. I just burped into the mic, kind of. Okay. Anyway, I'm not done yet. There's a lot of these guys. Door slammer. Slams doors and makes a general ruckus.
Sorry.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
That was the sickest thing of the week.
It was good.
Was good. Well, we always tell you to burp into the mic.
I know, and I
so
remember.
This time you did. I can't wait to hear it back in the mix.
Can like people like blame stuff whenever a door slams on a house? Can people be like, oh, it wasn't me. It was door slammer man.
Probably.
Is that like their purpose?
I'm not sure.
To
I think
blame.
No, I mean, I think it's more like
I didn't lick that spoon. It was spoon liquor.
I didn't lick the dog food bowl. It was dog bowl liquor.
I don't know. Anyway, next one. Skyr gobbler eats all of the skyr yogurt.
What's a skyr?
Okay, I was like, I don't know what that is.
Oh,
I might be, or
'cause of
Skyr.
that, yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Icelandic yogurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it in the expensive yogurt section.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like Greek. It's thick.
I don't
it's a
like
little bit
it.
more sour, I think. Yeah.
I don't like it.
I've never had it.
It's odd.
All right. Sausage swiper
Yes.
Steal your sausage, mate.
steals actual sausages,
Yes.
not naughty sausages.
Whatever.
Window peeper.
Oh, the voyeur.
A peeping Tom that also sometimes steals the things he sees inside.
Oh, he steals your panties.
Sure.
Steals your sausage.
No,
Yeah, steals your dirty sausage.
No, the sausage stealer steals the sausage.
No, he steals the naughty sausage.
Oh my god.
I'm not done. Door sniffer.
Oh, come on.
That's fucking weird. That's a weird thing to do.
Now you're just like
Not making it up.
fucking with me.
It's like, what kind of weird things can you do to a house? Oh, this is doorbell liquor.
I sniff you through the door.
I could smell you.
Like Joe Biden, I smell you.
Oh, he is a sniffer. Ugh.
Door sniffer sniffs around to find baked goods to steal. So that's what he's
Ooh.
smelling for.
Oh, yeah.
Meat hook steals meat, especially lamb.
Meat Hook, also known
but not
as the
sausages.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
All right, and here's the last one. Candle beggar steals tallow candles from children so he can eat the candles.
Oh,
Well, because tallow candles are made out of beef fat, so
he's
Probably
got
good.
Yeah.
those are her 13 sons. There's also a Yule cat in the mix. And before you guys get all
Excited
Gushy.
about a kitty.
he's not. No, you don't.
We
he's-
can't
there's
get
nothing. There's nothing redeeming about
he a
this
bad
cat.
boy?
He's a bad boy.
We should not get all squee about this kitty.
He's a big bad chonk of a boy.
Oh, but I love Big Bad Chunks.
Not this one.
What's he do?
Well, he hunts down and eats anyone who isn't wearing new clothes for Christmas.
That's fair. You wear your new outfit on Christmas.
What if you're poor?
Fucking get another outfit, dog.
Yeah.
You want to get eaten by a giant cat?
And apparently,
Sorry, the hiccups.
apparently Bjork once sung a Christmas song about the Yule cat. It's like
Oh.
on the internet. We'll listen to it later.
Oh,
I haven't listened to it yet.
I love Bjork.
So yeah, so that's the whole that's the Gryla clan.
You'd think there'd be a trade that maybe she could have taught her sons instead of all of these weird household tasks.
I mean, maybe it's to distract everyone while she's stealing all the bad kids for
So you're
soup.
like, watch out, these guys are going to come over and sniff your doors.
Steal your candles. All right, that's all I got.
Well, that's pretty gross. And I'm pretty excited to look up the Yule cat. I want to know more about this Yule cat.
Oh yeah, well we're going to listen to Bjork's song later.
Yeah.
I can't put it in here because it's most definitely not in the public domain. So
No.
yeah.
It's Bjork owns all that shit, I'm sure.
I'm sure she owns that shit.
Yeah, she's a national Icelandic treasure.
Mm-hmm.
You're rolling your eyes.
No. I'm like looking up an appreciation, like I'm regarding Bjork.
She's
Oh, yeah.
envisioning Bjork above her head.
I was picturing Bjork in her beautiful, crazy ass swan dress. Actually, I was just thinking about it.
Yeah,
I was just like, yeah, not rolling my eyes.
that swan dress is so great.
It was. I like. It's a.
The Oscars.
Was it the Oscars?
Mhm.
Fucking yeah, Bjork.
That's why one of the reasons why it was such a big deal was it was like at the Oscars, which is such like a stuffy event to begin with.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it, that's when you should do that.
It's not wacky like the Met Gala
Or
like,
even the VMAs.
Yeah, you can be, or like people dress crazy at the Grammys too, because musicians in general like are way more willing to be daring with their fashion and stuff. Whereas at the Oscars and stuff, it's way more, black tie and, evening gown type deal. So when she wore the swan dress, that was at the Oscars, that was a big deal. Yeah, iconic.
I was iconic.
Loved it.
Bjork, Iceland.
Bjork, Iceland.
Did I ever play the Bjork song for you guys?
Which one?
Ooh, no.
I'm
It's
the
literally
hunter.
called the Bjork song.
Oh, then no. I
No.
don't think so.
Did you ever read a website called The Brunching Shuttlecocks back in around 2000?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. We have some learning to do
We
later.
have some internet
Is
history
it
to
from
go
the
down
internet
to.
way back?
Oh yeah.
The
This is
Wayback Machine.
From the internet way back.
I like that.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm very old. Anyway.
All right.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it was more weird than gross, but
Yeah.
definitely weird.
And there was still a little bit of cannibalism in it.
Absolutely,
Which is
there was.
to my taste, apparently.
Yes, to taste.
Unintentional, actually. Pun intentional.
Pun intentional.
That was intentional.
I like how so many of the customs involve torturing children, perhaps like torturing naughty children.
That's right.
Doing something with naughty children. You have to instill the fear in the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have something regarding punishing children?
I do.
Excellent.
Actually, mine is not going to come up until a little bit later. Well,
but it's there.
Well, there's a little bit like I was going to talk a smidgems. We very casually, let's really brief, just get out of the way, talk about Krampus.
Because I figured we were going to talk about that towards the end anyway.
Yeah, well,
I wanted to anyway.
The sickest thing of the week in a good way.
But
then we can just leave that for that because we did go to Krampusnacht, and let's talk about that later because that's can be construed as a sick Christmas thing, but we all know about it. So it's kind of like I thought it'd be weird to just like sit there and like talk to you guys about Krampus.
Like, yes, we're all familiar with this.
Yeah. So okay, we can say that for later. So, but I do have like a few Christmas customs that are a little bit like bizarre and sick and stuff that some of them I knew about or was at least like vaguely aware of, and one I certainly had never heard about before, and it made me laugh so hard.
Is that the one I found?
Yeah, it's the one you found, and also one that's related to the one you found that went even farther.
Oh no! Okay, I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's like even a special surprise. So, but first, before I get to that, I'm going to build up to that. First, I'm going to talk about a Welsh one called Mary Lloyd. Mary Lloyd. It's spelled MARILWYD. Mary Lloyd. It's a Welsh phrase, and it's a custom. Like the phrase, essentially, they don't even agree on what the fuck the phrase means, because the pagan people say it pretty much like translates to gray mare. The old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be, ain't what she... But the Christians say it's more closely like it means Holy Mary. So, that's more Christian appropriation on top of the pagan tradition for you. So it could mean either one, but it's a Welsh wassailing folk custom. So do you guys know what wassailing is?
It's one of my favorite customs.
What is it, JV?
That's whenever you get all drunked up and then you go and harass people at their houses and singing and demanding that they give you food and booze, right?
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. And so it's this particular tradition. The thing that makes it sick is not only it's like a group of people going wassailing, but they take a horse skull and they put it on a stick.
What?
And they put like a guy, like basically someone is like underneath this, like they put a sheet over them like this. So this guy's like walking around, and he's like this horse ghost, and he's like the jaw is articulated and he's like moving it up and down and
oh, there was someone that was doing that at Krampusnacht last night.
Yeah. And they go from house to house, and they're like, please, they give me
I'm a horse ghost.
I am the horse ghost. And they
give me figgy pudding.
They sing songs. And they basically do this like call and response type song where, what like call and response, like mock.
Ing.
Yeah. Like, we totally fucked that up. But anyways, they do like a call and response type thing where like they're like, it basically translates to, hey, give me your fucking wassail. And someone inside is supposed to basically rap battle back at them and, in a more clever way, be like, you can't have our wassail. You better come for it. Stronger than that,
I'm ready for your wassail.
Yeah, and they're supposed to like basically rhyme and be funny with it and like essentially like, do an 8-mile rap battle, but all about
like door to door.
Yeah, door to door.
Impressive.
Impromptu, Lin-Manuel Miranda all up in this shit,
Through a horse skull?
He threw a horse skull.
Ooh, I want to see Lin-Manuel Miranda do this.
Yeah.
Yes, specifically the horse skull.
Oh, and they decorate the horse skull too. They like put like Christmas, like the glass, like the colored bulbs in the eye sockets. And they put like ribbons and stuff on top of the sheet, and they're just like, woo. It's a ghost.
Is this? Can I assume this is going to be your next taxidermy acquisition? Is a horse skull for the?
I do kind of want a horse
wassailing.
skull. They're expensive though. Real ones, I was looking at them. They run like between like $150 $200. But I saw like a lot of people who, you know, want to in modern days continue this tradition, this spooky, like creepy, weird holiday tradition. They do it with cut out like paper or paper mache horse skulls. You know, there's actually this Welsh, it's basically like a Welsh government department that's like, oh, the historical department of Wales. Hold on. Let me look at it in my notes real quick. Pause.
Okay, Heather found her thing.
The Music Traditions Wales organization, they created this horse's head pattern that can be cut out of cardstock and assembled. They call it a flat pack because, you know, it can be like packed flat, obviously. So yeah, like I said, people can make paper shade, Mari Lloyd's. I thought that would probably be a really cool project for me to do. And that I could do that like in my window, you know, very easily. So I'm probably going to do that because like, a lot of things that I researched today, I'm like, oh, those seem like really cool traditions. They're kind of creepy and kind of sick and kind of funny. And I already love like skulls and dead stuff. So,
I mean, it's basically extending Halloween spooky season all the way through to Christmas.
Yeah.
Which is like
that.
Your dream.
Yeah. So like Krampus, Mari Lloyd, like that's like all this, like I love it. It's great. I'm gonna keep the Welsh tradition alive in this house.
Cool.
Okay, so the next thing I have to talk about is wintertime holiday food from the Inuit people of the Greenland area. So Gizmodo described it as a turducken from hell. So do you all know what a turducken is?
Yeah.
It's a turkey stuffed with a duck stuff with it, like a
chicken.
Yeah, like a Cornish game hen, like stuff. So this is where you take a seal, you kill it dead, and then you gut it, and you take out pretty much all the guts and the meat and all that stuff, but you leave like the skin and the layer of fat underneath the skin, and then you take up to 400 to 500 whole dead bodies of these little Arctic sea birdies. They're called auks, and they're stuffed. They just stuff them in this, like 400 of these birdies, just stuff them into that steel skin. And then they like remove all the air as much as possible. They try to seal it up real good with like the fat and stuff. And then they like sew it up real tight. And then they bury it under a pile of rocks and they store it there for 3 to 18 months. So then the birds over that time ferment whole inside this seal skin. Yeah. And so then the fermented birds are brought out and eaten on holidays and at special occasions and weddings and things.
What is this dish called?
It is called kiviak. Kiviak. Kiviak.
Kiviak. Yeah.
And it is... I watched a video on YouTube of someone like taking this bird out and basically like what she did was she just skinned it, just ripped the skin and the feathers and all that shit right off. Mm-hmm. And underneath was just like the bird was just fully like fermented and just
pickled. I guess not pickled, but
preserved, you know, and it's basically ingenious because over in the wintertime, it's really dangerous if you live up in that, you know, the Arctic Circle to hunt and stuff like that. So you need to be able to preserve food over long periods of time. And this was one way that they figured out to do. Like you take this whole seal and you got like 400, 500 birds, you just pull them out, you know, all winter long. It's like, oh yeah, it's your birthday. Let's pull out a couple birds.
So you don't have to eat all the birds at once.
No.
You just pull them out as you need them.
Yeah. Once they're fermented. And you just keep storing them, you know, back in, you know, the ice and all that stuff. You know, there's plenty of that. They got refrigerators all around, and they don't even what?
It's true. It's funny.
They don't cook anything. They just eat it straight raw. You know, raw and fermented. You know, they don't cook it. They do that a lot with seal and stuff. Yeah. You know, there's like because they don't have wood to burn.
Right. So this is what you got.
Cooking oil is hard to come by even in modern times. It's very expensive to get up there and like all that shit. So yeah, very much like these traditions are still, alive and are, even though it sounds like sick and disgusting not to believe me, like when they just like was ripping that, the little birdie is kind of like a puffin. It looks like a little puffin. It's like in the puffin family.
Puffin.
It's just like rip that birdie asunder and like rips his little legumes off and its wings off. She's like, first you have to take the wings off. She's just like rending the wings out of their sockets. She's like, because the nerves are all attached and it makes it very hard to eat if the nerves are still attached. She just like ripped. It's like, but hey, that's
do what you gotta do.
It's also, I was just like in awe. I'm like, it's just so ingenious. Like, how do they think of this shit? How do they like be like, oh yeah, this is like, we're going to use every part of the seal and like use its hide to ferment all these birdums, basically turn it into like our birdie pickle barrel for the wintertime sustenance. It's awesome.
So that one's not a Christmas tradition as much as it's a wintertime tradition.
Yeah, wintertime. Right. But yeah, they did bring out, they are holiday, it's a holiday delicacy pretty much.
But not Christmas.
No, because the Indians, they didn't celebrate Christmas. They're not Christian.
Or no.
Yeah. But the other thing I wanted to add to the end of the story was that in August of 2013, an incident occurred where some people died in the Sierra Pollock area from eating kiviak.
Oh, no.
And this was because it was made from this bird called eider instead of the auk, which apparently doesn't ferment as well. And so the people got botulism, which is a bacteria that can proliferate and like spoil and ill packaged food. And it releases a neurotoxin, which starts in the face and it spreads eventually, can progress and lead to respiratory failure and then you die.
But it does leave you looking less wrinkled, correct?
Yeah, yeah. And that's exactly what Botox is.
And it stops you from sweating so much.
Yeah, they put Botox in your armpits if you have excessive sweating disorders.
One day I want to get Botox in my hairline.
Yeah.
So I stop sweating there so much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You can get Botox now for migraines. Mm-hmm. It's just the wonders of modern medicine. But if you ingest Botox,
no good.
If you ingest botulism, you might die. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is the suggestion that you gave me, Justine, which is so cute.
You're gonna love it, Jen.
It comes from the Catalan area, which is northern Spain, and the exact origins, like many of the shit that we're talking about, have been lost to time. But it is you may have heard of putting out a nativity scene at Christmas time with, the Mary and the Joseph and the baby Jesus and all that shit. Mm-hmm. Well, the Catalonians, they like to do a whole diorama of the entire city of Bethlehem. So, but there's a special little figurine that they like to put in this city. They just tuck it away in a special little spot somewhere of their choosing. And this special little figurine is called the Caganer. And he's basically a little dude that's taking a poopy. It literally translates to the defecator. And we basically have to guess as to like what the fuck this tradition was all about when it started, because nobody really knows and nobody can really agree. It's lost to time.
He showed up and he had no gift to bring.
Yeah.
So he was gonna like
pum pum.
Damn it.
Stupid. Sorry.
No, I was basically gonna make the same joke with a stupid sound effect.
Yeah.
That was the look on my face.
Fart, 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 fart.
I think I was gonna say parumpa dump dump.
Better. All right.
So, common guess theory number one is that it represents the equality of us all, as in a everyone poops type of deal. We all poop. So, we're all on an even plane. We're all human. Everybody shits. He represents the everyman. The El Caganer is the everybody poops. He's the pooper in us all. Guess number two is it could refer to the thought that God can manifest himself, herself, themself, basically at any time. Like, can catch you unawares, even if you're taking a poopy.
God is watching you poop.
God can, will sometimes catch you unawares, and you may even be dropping trowel at the time. So, and then another theory still is that it just could be just for like a comic relief element. But I honestly like guess 1 and 2. I think it's a combo of both. I mean, I hope it is. I feel like it makes the most sense to me.
I like to think that it means we all have something to give inside of us.
Yeah. So there are many examples of this little like figure guy. Traditionally, he's a peasant. He's like, the pooping peasant, a shitting peasant.
And to be clear, so you have a really good mental picture of this. There's literally a little pile of poo.
Yeah.
It's a pile, not a long Cuban cigar.
No, it's like a little coil, like a little dog turd coil.
Like the
poop emoji?
Like a soft serve.
Yes, it's a soft serve. Oh my God. And like, depending on which character it is, the poop is different colored. Like there's modern day ones, there's like SpongeBob, and for some reason the poopy is yellow. And there's a Hello Kitty one that I found, and the poopy is pink.
Yeah.
It's so funny. There's like Barack Obama. There's like every political figure.
Donald Trump.
Trumpy is in there. And then there's the Pope, Darth Vader, famous footballers like Messi,
Okay, so this is like an archetype, not a specific like what's the name of the poop guy?
It's El Caganer.
El Caganer.
Yeah.
Well, it's always El Caganer. He just takes different forms.
He takes many forms.
Yeah. All right. So anybody could be an El Caganer.
Right. Yeah. We have it in all of us.
La Caganora.
Yeah, you could make one that looks like yourself. Like traditionally, it's just a little peasant. He's supposed to be the everyman. But for funsies nowadays, like you can get them in like
SpongeBob pooping. Do you think SpongeBob would poop yellow?
No.
Okay. I don't think so either.
He's a sponge. I think I
don't think he poop at all.
Yeah, they just like release their waste like through their pores or whatever. Like their in holes and their out holes are the same thing. He's just a filter feeder. That's all sponges are. They just collect all like the crap, and then they just expel the crap through their little spongy holes. I don't know. We'll do spongies on another episode.
Okay.
So I thought that was so cute. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is also from the Catalan area, and it's kind of semi-related to the little defecator figure, the little poopy figure. This is Tio de Nadal, or the pooping log.
What?
Never heard of the pooping log. I had never heard of the pooping log until
I've never heard of this.
Today.
I thought I've heard of every poop-related thing.
Yeah.
New.
So this is another poop-related Christmas tradition.
From the Catalans.
Man, I know where I want to spend next Christmas.
I don't know why they're so poop obsessed, but I can cite articles where the reporters, like the article writers, would like talk to people from the Catalan area, and they're just kind of like, yeah, well, that's what we do. That's
Poop County.
But yeah, that's like they're just like they don't think anything of it. So it's just tradition. It's been there for a long time. Like everything else on my list, it's been there. People don't know why. They just keep doing it because it's tradition and it feels good. Whatever. So
just like pooping.
That's pooping's a necessity. You got to do that to live.
It also feels good. So just keep doing it.
I was willing you to say that.
I could see.
Could you tell?
I could.
You could see it in my eyes.
You forced me.
I guess it's good that it feels good. Encourages you to do it. So this, the pooping log, it's basically a log, an actual log that is hollow, and it's a little, just cut a piece of wood that people put in their house. It has little wooden legs, and they draw a little face on it. And lately, in the modern era, they tend to sometimes put little like hat and like little hair, decorate them a little bit more.
Anthropomorphize that log.
They just, put a little wig on it. So December 8th that's the Feast of the Immaculate Conception. And that is when the log is first brought out. Children after that quote unquote, feed this log every night. So like oranges are common. Like you'll leave out the oranges.
Oh my God, I thought you were going to say they feed the log by pooping in it.
No! Oh my God.
Well, it's a pooping log.
Yeah.
I guess we're going to get to the poop.
All right.
The
okay.
log,
better get to the
log
poop.
poops, not the children.
Okay.
This is an anthropomorphized pooping. It's like a baby doll that like wets itself.
Okay, so they're putting oranges and stuff in the log.
Yeah, and then it's basically like when American children leave cookies and milk out for Santa, and it's really the parents. Spoiler alert, no children will listen to this. Then the parents eat the cookies and milk while they're like putting out the presents.
Don't worry, this is rated M for mature.
Yeah.
So there better not be children listening to this.
So, like, Spanish children often recall leaving oranges out and waking up and finding the peels as if, Caga-Tío has eaten them. So they also put a little blanket over Caga-Tío, keep him warm.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Then on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve, depending on what your family tradition is, the fun begins. And depending on basically your family, again, based on your family tradition, you either put part of Caga-Tío in the fire or you beat it with sticks in an effort to make the log poop out some presents for you.
What?
Yeah.
That's so cruel.
So, like,
That's
the fire part really isn't very widespread. I think that's just, like, more symbolic. Usually it's just beaten by the children. And then, like, they just... the children check underneath the blanket, and then there's a present under there. And usually the presents is like little treats and stuff and toys that are meant to be shared. They're not really like a personal present. It's like a communal present.
Like a piñata.
Kind of, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's very similar to the concept of a piñata. And Turin is a nougat that's made of egg white, honey or sugar, and almonds. And it's traditionally the candy that it's most likely to be pooped out of Caga-Tío. So these beatings, the beatings of the log.
Yes.
The children can beat the log for several days with the parents putting different gifts underneath the blanket, each time. Like sometimes they can do it at nighttime while the children are asleep, but other times they tell the children to go in the other room and like pray. And then they put the presents underneath the blanket. Then the children come back and they check underneath it and they're like,
the log has pooped.
The log has pooped.
Okay, so I think I missed something. So where is the blanket?
On top of the log.
So the log is hidden.
It's sort of like
entirely.
tucked in like a little like it's in a bed. It's
So-
like the head sticking out, and then it's like got the blanket over its back. Like it's like, oh, I'm like tucked in for bed. I'm a little log and I'm sleeping.
And then where does the candy go?
And the candy goes like underneath the blanket at the like butt end of the log.
Got it. Okay. I was definitely imagining something very different, but it all makes more sense now.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
And so as the children are beating the log with sticks, they have this song, and like, okay, I'm going to roughly say it in Spanish, but then I'll translate it to English. It's Caga-Tío, Caga-Tía, Avenyeas, Imato, Sino, Cagues, Be e dere un cop de basto Caga-Tío. And that means shit log, shit nougats, hazelnuts, and motto cheese. If you don't shit well, I'll hit you with a stick. Shit log. Like literally like commanding the log to be like, shit for me, bitch, shit.
Oh, so they're telling
the log to shit.
They're not naming the log shit log.
Yeah, they're saying shit. They're commanding the log to shit. Shit log,
shit log, or I'm gonna beat you. You better shit.
Beat you anyway.
They're essentially beating it. They're like, I will beat you more if you don't shit. Shit.
I love this. This is so great.
Yeah.
I almost wish I had children so I could.
I've never heard of it before, and it's amazing. And yeah, so you just need a log. You don't really even need a hollow log. Like, I don't, like, some things it said, oh, a hollow log, but you don't really actually have to put the stuff in there. You can put it underneath the log blanket.
Right.
But the kids might look for the hole because they know the poop comes out of holes.
Yeah. Yeah. And this, in the kids, like, they can sometimes, like, open up the face and, like, put the oranges in the face and, like, stuff. Like, feed it, eat the food.
So, yeah, I can make you shit later.
Yeah, shit out later.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Wow. I love
Also,
it.
a little known fact that more serial killers come out of this small town than anywhere else.
Caga-Tío, Caga-Toro.
That's sick.
Yeah, so
I like that, though.
That's the end. That's all the awesome, interesting little holiday tidbits that I found.
Loved it.
I feel
Thanks.
so enlightened.
Yeah.
So many poop traditions.
I learned so many new things I didn't know.
I knew you would like the poop stuff.
Yeah.
If it's not eating people, it's pooping.
So you see, this time, instead of trying to horrify you, we just tried to delight you.
Good job. I like that too. Thanks.
And I'll definitely throw those poop figurines up and some pictures of Kagatillo up on the Insta and stuff.
So we're already feeling pretty good. I'm feeling holiday spirits. Are you guys feeling holiday spirits?
Yeah.
I'm feeling festive as fuck.
Well, we were going to talk about the Krampus, right? That was the sickest thing in the week in the good week.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say, I mean, it's not that I had good stuff happen this week, but
just
I'm just going to cede my time to Krampus.
Well, I
go
guess
for it.
Today is, if last night was Krampus knocked in the festivities, then that would make today Krampus Tog.
What is Tog?
I don't know, because Krampus knocked is Krampus Eve. So today is the day of Krampus.
Oh, I thought
I don't think
Krampus
that's a real
knocked is
thing.
Krampus night.
Knocked is night.
True.
It doesn't necessarily mean Eve.
It does not. You're correct.
But I don't know anything about Krampus, really. So
I just know
Don't?
that
I know a little bit.
Oh, we definitely
isn't
need to
he-
tell you.
Well, he like punishes bad kids, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, I know. You don't. I know.
He goes around with St. Nicholas,
Yeah.
like that's his bro. And like
Yeah.
St. Nicholas obviously gives good stuff to the
To
the
good
good
children.
they
kids.
play good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
The bad kids got to get into the sack and they
Right.
get
Yeah.
beaten with reeds.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know that.
Or whips.
I know that story for sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, our fair city has a little Krampus knocked
Celebration.
celebration.
Yeah, there's actually like in Market Square, there's like a little German like villagey thing. Cause I mean, there is a little bit of a German heritage to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So I like that we have like a little German Christmas market
Oh,
in Market Square.
It is Heidelberg-esque.
Yeah, it's pretty cute. And so on December 5th, that's Krampus knocked.
Mhm.
Pittsburgh has a little celebration. This is the third year they've done it, and they have a parade where people dressed up like Krampus can like just march around, and then they had the band Slayer, Krampus band, play, and they basically did like heavy metal covers, but they changed the words to be like Christmas carols, which
Yeah.
was awesome.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Slayer, like SLEIGHER.
Correct.
Exactly. Yes, it's a Christmas pun.
Love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It was pretty good. It was cold as hell, which was unpleasant, but it
Yeah.
was pretty good.
My Pete's
Oh, my peats were so cold.
were
Oh,
cold
like-
and they hurt.
And wasn't last night like kind of like rainy and like
No, it didn't rain.
oh, it was
Thank
raining
God.
on my way home last night.
Thanks, Satan. We got to scream "Hail Satan" in like a crowded area, which felt liberating.
Oh, I'm
That's
happy
nice.
for you guys.
Yeah.
Aw.
And it was so great. They did a cover of System of a Down,
yeah.
which really made me happy because
Oh, it was for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer too.
Yeah, it's like Rudolph.
Wow.
It was awesome.
It was good.
So Krampus, it's a German tradition. He's this big, scary,
Like horned guy with a big long tongue.
he's got goat horns. He's got a tongue. He's got a scary face. People in general in Germany wear these wooden, like handmade, like intricate Krampus masks traditionally, and they like march in Krampus parades. And so it's really awesome that we got to have a little bit of that celebration in our hometown. And it's cool that it seems to be getting bigger. The Krampuses were even more impressive this year than last year. They looked more homemade last year.
Yeah. These look like people spent some time on these Krampus
Yeah.
costumes.
Like the cosplay was like way more. They upped their game.
I felt like I had to behave, or well, you know what? If Krampus took me away and made me one of its brides, I'd be okay with that.
Oh, you know what they need to
Course
do
you
for the
would.
photo op?
Yeah.
They need to get like a gigantic bag that you can like step into.
Yes.
And then you can be like, I'm getting, because they
Sounds-
do have Krampus at the photo booth, and you can like get your photo taken with Krampus.
Sounds like you guys should be part of like the planning committee for next year.
Well, I actually was thinking about dressing as a Krampus next year because I was like, I can make a paper mache Krampus mask,
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
and then I can march in the parade, and that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I could go behind the scenes.
I could be the
Yeah.
naughty child in the sack hopping behind you.
Oh yeah.
It'd be
Yeah.
a couple's costume.
Oh, that would,
Oh,
that would be really cool.
That'd be so cute.
Yeah. That would be really funny to like have like a Krampus with an actual child. Well, not an actual child, but like
I'm a grown-ass woman.
somebody
Heather.
portraying a child.
Baby JB.
I
Baby
do not.
JB.
I think child actors are immoral.
Yeah, so you would only want to use adult.
Not the actors themselves. You think the practice of
Correct.
child acting is immoral.
No,
The children
correct.
themselves are, well, they're children.
Oh yeah, they're
but,
children. They're
yeah.
fine. They're fine. But yeah, the practice of is makes me feel a little squicky.
Mm.
It's just kind of like, they deserve to just have funsies and not work. They're gonna have their whole lives to work.
Yeah.
Any Hooters.
Any Hooters. If you liked what you heard today, and we hope you did, consider subscribing to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or wherever you found us. That would be great. If you can throw us a 5-star rate and review, that would be great as well. And if you want to chat with us, you can tweet us at thatsickpod, get at us on Instagram at thatsickpodcast, or you can email us at thats.sick.podcast@gmail.com.
So until next week, kids, don't forget to feed your shit log.
Because that's sick. Should we redo that?